A new Alan Wake game, a new Amnesia, Dead Space and System Shock are back. What is going on with horror games in 2023? Lights off, sit back, and let's delve in. Welcome to Asus ROG Global, where we celebrate PC gaming and tell you about all the innovations we're working on to make it even better. Now, two things stand out about the crop of horror games that released this year. Firstly, it's one of the best graduating classes of spookiness that we've seen for absolutely ages. And secondly, it's also one of the most visually spectacular. Thanks to some really impressive remakes, Dead Space and Resi 4 are once again really graphically demanding. So if you're looking to push a high-end gaming laptop like the Asus ROG Strix to the limits, these games will definitely do that. We hope you're feeling brave, because here they come. Every time Remedy Entertainment releases a new game, it reveals the untapped potential of telling stories in gaming's uniquely interactive medium. Clearly, it's one of the most handsome games ever released on PC, and it features advanced tech like Nvidia's RTX ray tracing and DLSS 3.5 to bring Bright Falls to life in incredibly vivid detail. But it's not just the crazed antler-wearing cultists and the yawning black chasm of the woods at night that make the game scary. It's the way it messes with your sense of reality. What are the rules of this reality? Is there something supernatural going on, or is it sci-fi, or just some unreliable narration? Those are the questions that you ask yourself as you interrogate the patrons of small-town diners and scrabble around in grisly crime scenes while you're controlling FBI agent Saga Anderson. But then the perspective shifts and you play as Wake himself in, well, another place. It's hard to describe. You'd really better just go and play it before we spoil something.
This story is a monster.
Number 4 was a real fork in the road for Capcom's legendary Resident Evil series. This was the moment when the camera clambered down from those awkward angles up on the ceiling where it had previously lived and placed itself neatly behind Leon's seductive side parting. It was Resi, only more fun to actually play. No more tank controls, no more holding down 7 buttons just to aim a gun and shoot. It was just pure, heart-ruining tension and adrenaline. It's a fresh setting for horror too, here in rural Spain. Leon's on a mission to rescue the president's daughter from, for the second time in this video already, some mysterious cultists. It's not your dad's zombie-infested police station. Resi 4 somehow makes woodlands, cloth sacks, and large bodies of water feel like the scariest things on Earth. And, of course, it was remade this year, so now it looks like this. One of the most gorgeous games you could ever treat your PC to, and a real test of your hardware. It's the kind of game that really rewards being run at 4K on a nice big monitor, that extra immersion factor. If you like to push the limits of hardware, this is another game to push them on. Frictional games haven't just launched the careers of countless shrieking YouTubers. The Amnesia series, along with games like Soma, have scared us all to our very core. And better than that, they've done it by getting us to think. You're probably aware of the basic premise, right? You wake up somewhere unfamiliar and poorly lit. You've got no memory of what's going on there, and then you hear the footsteps of the horrific nightmare creature who's after you. If you like to go hard on a Saturday night, so far that's a pretty typical Sunday morning. But where Amnesia the Bunker gets you is with the slow trickle of story that you piece together by scanning the environment. The environment in this case being a bunker from the First World War, where an AI-powered big bad stalks you using its considerable smarts. Yes, it might not have truly nailed how to draw hands yet, but it can scare the bejesus out of you to a truly superhuman standard. Load it up, turn off the lights, and see how long you can navigate its dimly lit maze for before the involuntary noises start falling out of your mouth. About 45 seconds in our case. Night Dive Studios are the masters in revitalizing classic games, and they've proved that once again with this ground-up remake of System Shock. The scares come from multiple sources here. The existential dread of being basically alone on an uncrewed vessel floating through space. The realization that, oh, actually, no, you're not alone. You're joined by a rogue AI who wants to kill you and all of humanity. And these things. These things are jerks. It's a stunning place, the Citadel Station, because at first glance it looks all retro and pixelated, but when you get up close, you can see the modern details and rendering techniques. And you get that same feeling from the gameplay. It's completely anti-hand-holding, really old school and demanding. You've got to figure out where to go and how to do it all for yourself. But at the same time, the way you shoot a gun or open a door, that all feels really modern and slick. It's got a perfect blend of classic and contemporary, and Shodan is still one of the scariest adversaries in all of gaming. Do us a favour and stop her wiping out Earth, yeah? Thanks.
The wonders of modern technology, making life easier for millions of people.
The fishing horror subgenre is criminally underserved, so it's a real delight to see Dredge addressing that problem. On the surface of its deceptively calm waters, this is a cheerful little indie about running a fishing vessel with a nice simple gameplay loop where you catch a healthy haul, sell it back on the shore, and use the proceeds to upgrade your vessel so that you can bring in an even bigger haul next time. But there's something else lurking below those waters. Something altogether more unsettling. Before you know it, the sun's set and your quaint fishing game has become a definitely not quaint narrative adventure. One with nightmarish tentacles, mutated sea life, and gruesome secrets. Anyway, happy fishing! Dead Space is such a well-read horror game, isn't it? You've got the desolation and future industrialism of Ridley Scott's original Alien. And Creative Visceral Games has married that to Stephen Carpenter-style body horror with these nightmarish creations, just about discernible as what were once humans before spiky appendages starting bursting forth in a miasma of gore. If you're not scared of these things, then we're scared of you. Then there's the fact that protagonist Isaac isn't a super soldier. He's just an unassuming engineer in a welder's mask in way over his head. And you feel that when you control him. He's not slick or live, he feels heavy and vulnerable. EA and Motive Studios' remake retains the ruby red heart of the game, but drenches it in modern, high-fidelity visuals that make the Ishimura feel more real than ever before. Is it the most tense horror game ever made? Tell us in the comments. Finally, an indie that's almost too cool to be scary. The dialogue's really naturalistic in Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals, and the art direction perfectly nails 80s horror films without ever having to spill a drop of blood. Instead, the scares come from that spooky dissonance between kids just hanging out and trash talking their hometown, and the supernatural events lurking in the background. TVs turning on and off, spooky radio wave interference, whatever's messing with the electromagnetic signals on the island of Kamina. It really feels like it's trying to communicate with you. Just like the original game, this sequel is a slow burner that wants you to get to know its characters and treat the experience as much like an adventure game as a ghost train ride of jump scares. The atmosphere's thick with dread, but the visuals are light on the demands they ask of your hardware, which makes this perfect for gaming on portable devices like laptops.
Riley, are you there?
Well done everybody, what a brave bunch. Those were our picks for the best horror games to raise our resting heart rates in 2023. Give us a thumbs up if you agree with our picks, and definitely let us know the ones that we missed down in the comments. We'll see you in another video. Until then, what was that sound just then? It sounded like it was coming from under your bed.